episode of the Workhorse Fitness Podcast. I'm Gene.
I'm Eve.
And we have Coach Becky. How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So there you go, you're on the podcast.
Yay!
You feel excited?
Super.
Is it awkward?
No, maybe?
Well, now it is.
Now it is, yes.
Well, you guys know Becky if you come to the evening classes. Normally working out at 5:30, coaching the 6:30 class. There you go.
Yep.
One of the first ever member of Workhorse.
Yep.
Workhorse OG.
And
Definitely.
before that.
OG stands for Original Gangster. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, or OW,
OW. We put that on.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
original workhorse.
Right.
So, when you describe to everyone kind of where you were so we met at a gym right before this that I was coaching at, where you were, what brought you into doing that gym, and yeah, just kind of start off there.
Okay, I was running for a long time, and I was thin, but I was very flabby, I guess you could say. I wasn't very, I'm naturally strong, but I wasn't I didn't have any definition and stuff like that. I wasn't very thin at any point, but, and then I did a marathon, and it was not the worst thing, it's just the training was awful. I hated the training.
Yeah.
It was tedious and awful. But anyway, after that, I just kind of was in a rut, and I needed something different. And I happened to read an email at the right time, and I was like, well, I can't afford this. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to max out my credit card. I don't care. I'm doing something different. And the rest is history. I just kind of started doing it. It kind of combines my love of gymnastics with also just being, feeling good about myself.
So that was where you originally were coaching.
Yeah.
And so that's wow. That's awesome.
And then when he said, I'm going to start my own gym, do you want to follow? I'm like, yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it was me and Becky almost every day for a year.
Yeah.
By ourselves.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was
I
it 6 a.m.?
Yeah, I felt so bad because he would literally have to wake up just to see me.
It's worth it.
And I was like,
Okay.
I feel like you're just watching me. I'm like, which it was. That's what he's supposed to do. But
No, but that was great, but it showed to your dedication because I think we even talked about this a lot back then, but you were the only one to come literally every day.
Yeah,
And when I mean
Monday
literally, I literally mean literally.
literally, like every
Monday to Friday,
Friday.
she would come.
Should you do that now?
Because isn't the evening class on Friday?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and we'll get to it later, but since my back surgery, I'm getting up in the morning is
Okay.
I'm like, is it worth it? Or
All
would I
right,
just
cool.
rather do it in the evening?
I was thinking it was me, but all right.
No.
Yeah,
Nope.
let's talk about that. So you were doing really great. You made huge progress. I think
Yep.
we were about a year in together, and then what happened?
I think a lot of it was just over time. I had a slip disc in my back at the top of my tailbone. And I think it was slowly moving over time, but there was one point where I actually fell on my tailbone.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
there 1 second and I was gone the next. And after that, I was like, okay, it just didn't feel right. It took a long time. I know tailbones kind of take a long time to recover anyway, but it took a long time. And then after that, I was doing a workout and I know I let go of my stomach. I was supposed to hold my stomach. This is why you're supposed to do form. I let go of my stomach and I felt this, and I just didn't
It was devastating.
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised you remembered that. Wow, that was crazy.
That's what we do.
I know. But, and then after that, it was that's all she wrote. It was just, I was never better.
Yeah.
And
So what had to happen? What did the doctor say, and what did you have to do?
I had a disc that was slipped, and so it was cutting off my nerve. And if I didn't have the surgery, it was one of those things I really, even the chiropractor was telling me, yeah, you need to have this surgery. Everybody was agreeing. Because he's if you don't have it, you're gonna have permanent nerve damage.
Yeah.
And so they just went in and they just scraped out that part that was bulging.
Yeah. And so a lot of times when people go through, and Diane will probably be on the show too to give her story, also another back injury, but going through surgeries, a lot of times people tend to stay away from things for a really long time, and then also that usually turns to their path of kind of giving up on fitness.
Right.
Why was it different for you, and how did you go from the surgery to where you are now?
Well, one, I didn't want to get fat.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that's
good
really
motivator.
what got me here.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I also had you, because you're literally the only one that was telling me how to get better, like how to, everybody else, the doctors.
Right, doctors just gonna say, stop
Yeah,
doing that.
Yeah, the doctors were only like, oh, just keep walking.
Right.
And he was actually like, well, let's do this, let's modify that, and he
Right.
actually seemed to care about my recovery, so that's why I kept coming back.
Okay.
Simple as that.
And then now, I think we're kind of at that point where, I mean, it only really, you can feel it sometimes, right, but it doesn't really affect you that much at work.
Right, yeah, it's been almost 2 years to the day.
Yeah.
And I could say that I'm probably back to like a new 100%. Like I don't think I'm gonna quite be at the 100% before, just because things are a little different. Like running is a little harder for me, but
Yeah.
that's like literally the only thing that stops me. And
Yeah.
but I'm still recovering technically, but I feel like I'm back to 100%. When I go for a walk, like 3 or 4 miles, my back doesn't ache anymore. It's finally, I mean, it was like a good year and a half that it would be sore just from walking.
Wow.
But again, I just keep working out all the other muscles and hope to,
Yeah, and kind of go through some of the things even from the back surgery that you can do now that you couldn't even do before that, just because of how you progress yourself.
before the surgery.
Yeah, like, I know you PR'd on some things, movements, things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe doing more toes to bars and,
Definitely doing more toes to bars. I know that when I finally got cleared to do workout, I got pull-ups a whole lot faster than the first time. Like
Yeah.
the first time it took me a good year and a half. The second time it took 6 months maybe.
But you had them before too.
I had them before,
Right.
but I hadn't lost all that strength.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I remember my first workout after 6 weeks of not working out. I was pushing up and I'm like, gosh, when did I get so heavy? My muscles were just so
Yeah.
weak.
yeah,
just
the
from
core
6
is
weeks.
probably really weak too.
Yeah, and so
Use it or lose it, right?
yeah, so, and I'm still working on things, but I'm definitely so much better.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, talk about, so what got you into wanting to do coaching? And, we were talking the other day, actually, Gene texted me out of the blue, and I'm just kind of telling you on the spot here, but he was just like, wow, Becky has an amazing class. I can show you the text afterwards.
Well, he
but-
told me in person.
Yeah.
He's like, you're an amazing trainer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah.
So talk about, what led to you wanting to do training, what motivates you to try to help people in class, and kind of talk about, what gets you pumped up about it?
Well, I know we had a conversation where you're like, if we don't know anybody that wants to coach, and I'm like, well, I want to coach. And it wasn't really something that I had thought about doing. I mean, in the past, I almost coached little girls in gymnastics, but that was like a long time ago, and unfortunately I moved, so I never got the chance. So it was in the back of my head to coach. And when you said that, I was like, well, I want to. And then you're like, okay. And so I did, and I really like it because I like being bossy to people. I mean, I know. I mean, it's fun to be bossy in a nice way, and they're going to do what you tell them to do.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, my secret's out, right? No, but I really do like helping people. I love seeing people's progress because there's some people in here that
It's
are
great, isn't it?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like their pants are falling down because they just
They're working hard.
Yeah, they're working hard. I had one lady, she had no coordination, none whatsoever, and now she's doing amazing things. So
That's awesome, right?
I mean, she has a little bit to go, but she's still is a good progress.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's what motivates us, is seeing you guys progress, seeing you guys happy about it too.
Yeah.
Is what honestly gets us out of bed in the morning,
Yeah.
gets us excited to be in here. So that's really awesome.
Everybody's PRs when they get something, they're so
Oh, yeah,
excited.
we
It
love
makes
that.
you excited.
Yeah, we love the celebration.
Yeah. It was-
Yeah, the end of Squattober, that was really good.
That was cool.
There's a lot.
And you got that
Everybody-
Friday, you got that last Friday in Squattober too, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You stole that right from me.
Oh, you coached that day?
Yeah, it was the last day.
I was there too.
He's like, everybody's hitting PRs. I was like, I'm sleeping. We were having that party that night. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Cool. We got December coming up. You gonna be hitting some deadlifts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So, talk about, Gene, what's December going to be like, and so
Sure.
people know.
Sure. It's just like Squattober, right? We did Squattober. It is a month of working on our deadlift strength, right? So we're going to deadlift maybe every day. We'll see. December is shorter, so we're not doing the 15 and 20 days. We're doing 10 and 15 days, right? Because it's basically a good, at least a week. Most people are going to be doing things that are not gym related. I mean, I will, so whatever. But that's what we're doing. So we're gonna have the sheet, just like we did for Squattober. Sign up for 10 or 15, get in as many days as you can. Let's see if we can get you stronger. Coming off of Squattober, and then November, you probably noticed we're doing a lot of conditioning this month. It's all conditioning, low impact, and we're gonna tack on that deadlift in December. By January, we should all be monsters.
Yeah. And another thing that goes on with that, so the second part that we're asking in December is a different kind of, what would you say, goal, I guess.
Yeah.
Because our big thing is growing our community, and that would be you finding one person to go into what is going to be our January, you can call it theme, but it's going to be a nutrition challenge for everyone in the gym. It's completely free. We'll give more details on what the nutrition challenge will be, but we're trying to get everyone to get one person outside the gym interested in signing up for it. If they're signing up from outside the gym, though, it's going to be it'll be $100 for them to do it. So that's it. And it's basically giving them 4 weeks to try something. 4 weeks of getting actual nutritional help from people that aren't like lying to you about stuff, trying to sell you supplements and stuff. Find one person. We're going to be on you guys to try to do that, because that really helps. The more we grow, the more people that are in here, the better it's going to be, and the more awesome stuff we can do.
Well said.
Cool with that?
Anything else? Anything you want to tell everybody? If everybody were listening to you at one time, what would you tell them?
Kick butt.
Kick butt. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becky.
Thanks for being a great coach.
Thanks for having me.